Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J DAWG.
Mike, it's good to see you. Happy Father's Day. How was your first Father's Day for real? Because last year didn't count. You just had James right before last year.
Yeah, last year didn't count. Mother's Day didn't count last year. Father's Day didn't count.
And you told your wife about that.
Yeah. So this year counted. It was good. Just an easy brunch. Very expensive. We've been to Castaway before. That's where we went for Father's Day brunch.
Oh, up on the hill?
Up on the hill in Burbank, overlooking the valley.
Great spot. Great spot. Great views.
Spot.
Wow.
Very expensive, but you get a ton of food. It was so much food. They gave us like one of those tinfoil giant things that look like catering to take all the food home that we didn't eat. There's so much food. It was a whole box of mostly like dessert and meat that we couldn't eat. It was great.
That's awesome. You don't have to be a father the rest of the day. Food is ready to go.
That's right. It's all over. So it was good. So what about you?
Job.
Any kids you don't know about that you like called or anything like that?
No, I wouldn't have called them if I don't know about them. They might be out there somewhere. I'm going dad mode back here. I got some golf clubs have arrived.
Wow.
It's golf season here in Connecticut. I got some new Callaway golf clubs. Very exciting. Got tee time on Thursday, tee time on Saturday. Listen, the weather is good for like 6 weeks a year. I'm finding out. I thought it was like 3 months. It's actually 6 weeks.
Why only 6 weeks? What happens?
Well, let me just tell you, today is June 16th. It's a live podcast here in the Northeast. And Al Roker said on the Today Show last week that if you live in New York or the surrounding areas, you haven't had a weekend without rain in 8 weekends. And it rained again this weekend. So that's 9 weekends straight of rain here on the East Coast.
And it's always weird that it's on the weekends, too. A little conspiracy, right?
Conspiracy. Mondays have been beautiful, but we're all trapped on the laptops on
That's
Mondays.
right. Well, okay, so you're practicing. Are you practicing for bachelor party golf, or is that even happening?
Bachelor party, listen, we can go inside baseball here.
Yeah, let's go.
It's not the most planned bachelor party. Me and Mike are going on a trip, and people may or may not know that me and you plan the best bachelor parties. We do two things really, really well. One is not monetizing a podcast over many years, and the second one is planning bachelor parties, and we do that great. Sometimes we have like star athletes join us as kind of an experiential thing. Yeah. We were not a part of planning this one that we're going to in July, and it is falling apart on a daily basis.
So I thought going into the bachelor party, I didn't think things were optional. I didn't think like, oh, I don't have to do this. And we got a text saying 2 people aren't golfing. I said, well, we all should golf. I'm terrible at golfing, but day of, I might say, hey guys, don't want to drive 75 minutes to a golf course, so I might be out. Mike, I
totally agree with you. You're the worst golfer there. If you're willing to play, everyone needs to be willing to play. Yeah. I brought this up to the Bachelor Planning Committee. The committee responded, you can't force a grown man to do things. That's what they responded with. And so it's like, I don't know, we're just letting people choose their own adventure on the bachelor party. I guess everyone just flies to Miami and we'll meet up whenever it makes sense.
Because it would be, instead of a golf day, it would be great. Like, why don't we go to the beach, hang out? We have no beach day. We flew to Miami, no beach day.
Mike, how far are you flying to go to Miami?
As far as the Panthers fly to Edmonton. It's like 2,500 miles.
Do any of the people on this trip seriously listen to the show? Will they be offended by this conversation?
Honestly, they don't listen. I think there's only 2 people that listen, our lawyer friend and our Canadian friend. Only 2. I don't
That's
think
not true. We have steel workers listening.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I'm saying in the bachelor party thread, I don't think there's anybody that listens.
Because if those people were listening right now, they should stop listening and plan the bachelor party.
It doesn't. I'm fearful for what's going to happen. So if that morning we wake up and half the people aren't golfing, that means the rest of the half should no longer golf, and we should all just go to the beach and have beers.
I don't like this. Is your tee times are booked, non-refundable in a lot of ways. I don't like what I'm hearing.
I don't like it.
You're good with golf. It's just that you're right. No one can choose their own thing. When you go to a bachelor party, it's the group. The group and the bachelor decide where you're going. If anyone needs a bachelor party plan, we should start a website, Mike. We can start charging people to plan. We'll go if it makes sense, but if it's like a bad destination, we won't go.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's a great destination. We're going to it. We've been invited. We just don't know what's going to happen. There might not be dinner. There's a lot of like indoor strip club activities supposedly going on at this bachelor party, right? There's like simulators. I thought the guy worked there. He was like trying to push it so hard.
Someone literally, instead of the golf day, Mike is on this one. Instead of the golf day, he's like, let's go to the golf simulator in Miami. Like, we're all going to fly to Miami, the best weather anywhere, and go inside to the strip club golf simulator.
And you know what bothered me? On my bachelor party, we golfed in the most extreme heat. It was like 125 degrees. And I said, Miami weather is going to be totally fine. We can do it early in the morning, 80 degrees in the morning. Great, right? Like, that's nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I love how you're complaining about the weather at your bachelor party when you told us where to go and the dates to go.
No, I wanted to go there. I could not finish. It was just way too hot, especially after drinking. 125-degree weather is like a sauna temperature.
I think, Mike, we started with 13 or so guys that day golfing. We ended with 5. I was one of the 5. The Bachelor on this Miami trip was one of the 5, so he has longevity. The Canadian may have been there with us at the end, maybe a Netflix employee at the end.
Maybe.
Just a few people standing. It was fun.
It was hot. So, yeah.
But we are playing golf in Miami, in Florida, in July in a few weeks. We're gonna do a show that week. We're gonna do some NFL previews, actually, I think, right?
Yeah, we got NFL previews. We hit on a lot last year, so I've been prepping. I got things ready to go. I would say make some good bets this year. We're early, and that's the thing. When you get it early, you get some value. Don't wait until the season starts and you see Josh Allen play or Baker Mayfield play. Bet them now if you think they're going to win something.
Or fade them now if you think they won't play as well after their marriage.
After the marriage? I think he's going to be better. I think he's getting the next ring.
Might be a little distracted. We'll see. All right, Mike. The Hangover Hotline is open for business today. Last week we talked about Mr. C. He was a conspiracy guest. It's only me and Mike today. We did get some feedback on that. It's just me and Mike today. But the Hangover Hotline is where the steel workers live, right? They can't listen live all the time. They're out working in the steel mills. They're out working hard in the city of Pittsburgh, building the city. This one particular Steeler Nation person is retired. He sent in a comment on Aaron Rodgers. We tried to get in on last week's show. Again, he was working hard in the mills, and he just got back to us more recently. This is a quote, and I would say, Mike, is he a top 5 or 10 Steeler fan in the world, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I would definitely
I think he's right at the top there. It's hard to.
I think his offspring, too, mutual friend, is up there, too, but I think they're both fading quickly.
Both fading. The dad has more football intelligence.
Yes. Well, I mean, for fantasy football, I'd say no, but he drafts like a whole entire team, which sometimes works out for some weird reason.
So this man from Pittsburgh, big Steeler fan, he is speaking for all of Steelers Nation. He did pop into the Hangover Hotline, and he said, quote, Aaron Rodgers is the most overrated quarterback in NFL history. Mike Tomlin is the most overrated coach in NFL history. I've been a Steelers fan for over 50 years. He really dated himself there. And can't wait for the Tomlin era to be over. Tired of the mediocrity. So that is Steelers Nation sounding off on not just the new quarterback walking in, but the head coach who brought him a Super Bowl. I know it was 15 years ago, but he did deliver one before he started going 8-9 every year.
But I get it. After a few years, it's kind of like time to move on. Like, I was sad Pete left Seahawks, but it was like, you know what? Kind of need that new blood in there every once in a while. And you see it with like quarterbacks that move, like Baker Mayfield was a Cleveland Brown and then moved around a little bit, and now he's in Tampa and he looks like a first overall draft pick. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these teams. You get the fatigue in there. And as a fan, if you're fatigued, imagine those guys in the building that have been there a long time, all the coaching staff, everybody there. Has the coaching staff turned over a lot? I guess the offensive coordinator, he's turned over a few times.
They keep firing that guy. Arthur Smith shouldn't even be there now. He'll be gone soon.
But I do think I get it. You get tired of it, and I almost feel like they're going into this season expecting nothing. So when they win one game, it feels great for them.
Mike, why are they so tired? They've been a winning team forever. They won a championship recently. Shouldn't I be the tired one as a Dolphins fan? I haven't had a playoff win since my bar mitzvah, and now I'm old and graying and balding. Yeah. Like, that's not okay. I should be the one who's very tired over here, not Steelers.
But I think the difference is there's like a lot of changes and hype around your team, and when you have the high ups and high lows. You know, you go real low. DDP. You know
my DDP. I go often.
So you go that deep dark place, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap! But you have the high highs. You get these fast guys on your team. Miami's looking good. Then you get excited. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. Then it doesn't happen. But Steelers, they're like, let's be mediocre. Let's just cruise.
Yeah, mine is false hope. We actually get excited and then we get let down. They just stay mediocre from training camp through the season, and there's not much exciting. We thought it'd be different with DK Metcalf. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers to give him the ball. You know DK from Seattle. Do you think he has a good first couple years in Pittsburgh, or is it going to be rough?
I think he just got a whole bunch of money and doesn't really care.
Oh, it's like that.
I don't think it matters. I think.
What's all that money worth when you have to live in Pittsburgh?
I don't know. I don't even know why the move happened, but I kind of get it on Seattle's point. It's like maybe it was a win-win for everybody. Like DK gets his money. Seattle gets to kind of start fresh and get some new blood in there and see what happens. I don't know why the move. But listen, Aaron Rodgers has DK. I don't think DK is like, you need somebody else next to him to help. Now, Pickens is gone. I don't know who else. I can't name another receiver on the team. So I don't know what I know there's a rookie there that they're probably hyped about. It's probably like a 7th round draft or something like that.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who it is either, but I just think that's what he needs. DK is not the number one because there was always somebody else next to DK that was fast, that could kind of like take some eyes off of him. But we'll see what happens.
That's true, and I don't think Seattle got better either. By the way, I know you're bullish on
Cooper
the Seahawks
Kupp
again. Yeah, isn't DK younger and better? like they didn't get better with that trade.
I just feel like it's a different team. We're a new look team this year. It's all new. It's speed. It's light. We're moving quick.
I thought we as the Las Vegas Raiders. I didn't know we was still the Seattle.
Well, I am pretty high on the Raiders too. I would like to go see a game. If we can make it happen, you should fly out for like a nice winter, when it's nice out in Vegas. We should go out there.
Maybe I would. I heard like all the hotels in Vegas are like $9 a night now because no one's going to Vegas anymore.
I did just book a Circa hotel room, which I hope gets comped when I enter the contest. But
oh, you're going in August, right?
Going in August. Open invite.
Another sign up?
Another sign up. We're gonna do it.
What are you
this
signing
year.
up for? Survivor.
We're doing the Survivor. We're no longer. We're off the.
Five a week.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
It's too hard. We have to have like some kind of algorithm, and we have not built it, so we can pick one team to win each week.
I need a live week 1 view of you and mutual friends sweating your team in Survivor week 1. It always happens. I think it was last year week 1. You barely got through it. You never know what happens week 1. So I'm going to need a live look of you guys this year.
I know. And part of me, I like, if you bet alongside it and like actually try that, I don't know if I should hedge those bets. Like towards week 5, I feel like I'm going to start hedging the picks every week just to make some money from the games.
That makes sense. So we have NFL previews coming up this summer, so stick with us for that. Mike, there's one more NFL topic I want to share with you. Travis Hunter. Okay, good. Travis Hunter on the Jaguars. He is one of 3 first-round picks still not signed. So 29 of the 32 have signed. This man is going to play receiver and cornerback, and I was thinking, how do you know what to pay a man? You can't pay him twice the salary of an average rookie. He's not going to play full time on both balls, but you can't just pay him like the normal average, right? He's going to play a little bit of both.
Well, who gets paid more, wide receivers or defensive players?
In the NFL draft, it's kind of slotted based on where you get drafted, but I think in general it's receivers, right?
So then he gets paid as a receiver and see what happens. I just don't think I don't think the longevity is there for him to play both sides. I think in the first few years maybe he can do it, but I just don't think he can do both. Right? Because at some point you have to learn a position so well, which I kind of get. If you're covering a receiver and you're a receiver, you kind of understand it.
I mean, they said that about Dion. They said that about Babe Ruth and Ohtani. They said it couldn't be done, and some guys do it. Now, Travis Hunter did it in college. He hasn't done it in the NFL, so we don't know for sure. I think you got to pay him a lot more than an average rookie is getting. Maybe like an extra 25%, an extra 33% if he's going to contribute on both sides of the ball. And then, I don't know, maybe a year in, he's not anymore, and then you're paying him extra. I don't know exactly how to do this kind of rookie scale here. It seems like he might be a holdout until the season starts because I don't know how you value it.
Well, my story was that they're going to be having NFL's pushing for 4 Euro teams. If they move Jacksonville to Europe, pay the man more.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah. You could actually pay me less to move to Europe, though.
Really? You'd
work cheaper in Europe, Mike.
You'd get paid, but do you have to pay U.S. taxes because it's a U.S. based company? Or how does it work?
Taxes, I'm sure, right?
I have no idea. I don't know how it works.
The tax is a real thing. Every time you go to like California and play LA, you got to pay like the 1 or 2 days of LA's California taxes. So that is a real thing.
Yeah, so you'd get paid. So who knows? But I was reading this story and I was like, there's no way that they can make 4 teams go to Europe and play in a Euro division.
Why?
Because I don't know how it would work. The time zones are so weird. And then you're making these teams fly across. So you're going to probably have like 4 weeks at a time you're on the road and then you're home. But then you have to go on the road again. Like you have to fly from Europe multiple times a year.
Yeah.
You're a lot closer now to London and Paris and all that stuff. But it's not like, let me just jump on the flight. Like I guess 5 hours, 6 hours, like.
The lay-down beds, Mike, it's not so bad, right? They're not crammed in the back of coach like we used to be. I think they're spread out pretty well. I think the biggest issue, and you were alluding to this too, is these rich athletes need to live in Europe. And maybe me, single J DAWG's okay with that. I'm just a short hop away. They have families, they have kids, they have parents, they have all the things. And they have money where they don't need to say yes to this. So, like, what free agent is going to go sign with one of those teams in Europe and choose that?
It almost feels like another division or something, but it seems like they're trying to make the push to get 4 teams over there, or at least expand.
Well,
but it doesn't.
Maybe like a little relegation where it's like always like teams trying to fight up, and then in the NFL, maybe the worst team every year, the one who goes 0-17, has to go to Europe the next year and swap out.
That could work. I don't know. It seems crazy to me because there would be so much travel. Because right now, Seattle flying to Miami, that's a long trip. Like Seattle, I think flies the most this year. Like all around the country, that's a lot of flying for them.
Like Edmonton to Miami for the NHL Stanley Cup final.
Huge flight. I would rather see like Mexico or a Canadian team before I see Europe, I think.
Wow.
Or put one in the Bahamas or something, right? Like get it out there.
I think the big money's in Europe. I don't think the big money's in Mexico.
I know.
All right. NBA finals are happening, and that is our NBA update for this week. Really boring finals.
You're not watching? I've been watching a little bit. I've been betting on the games a lot.
What do you mean you're watching? You're watching Oklahoma
I'm watching the
Indiana
fourth quarter. I'm watching
basketball?
I'm watching the fourth, and that's it.
The whole fourth?
No. I get an alert on my Apple TV. It's like heating up in the fourth, and I'm like, all right, I'll go check it out. Let's see what's going on here. So I check it out. I watch a little bit of it.
Less than a full quarter is acceptable. It's just people are saying like it's good ball, and it's like the purists are loving it. I look at these teams, I'm like, who's that? Who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that? It's not. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm sure the ratings are down. I've been watching a lot of NHL. I think that's great. A lot of good hockey there. Double overtimes. It's a great. I just love playoff hockey. Playoff hockey's great.
We covered this on the pod last week. I don't know about this rematch of 2 random teams.
What's happening?
That can't keep happening. I know it's happening, but it can't keep happening. The ratings also don't like that.
I don't know what to do with it. I feel like a lot of teams are just like they're stocked well. It's almost like when you have a bad owner, your team suffers for years unless you get really, really lucky in a draft or a trade or something like that. And I think the Kings out here, they've been bad since they won a Stanley Cup, and I don't know when they're ever getting better. They were supposed to be better this year, but it's tough. It's tough for hockey teams with bad management. It's tough.
You make a good point, and Gary Bettman and Biz got into an argument about this topic. The Florida Panthers keep doing well. The Tampa Bay Lightning keep doing well. There's no state income taxes in Florida. Meanwhile, you, the LA Kings, who you pay your hard-working money for season tickets, those players are paying so much in taxes, they don't want to sign there and play in LA. The Panthers, the Lightning, we're Florida boys. We know it was different in Florida. When you go from Florida to California, it hits you in the pocket instantly. What do you think of this idea that the Florida teams will just dominate forever?
I just thought his response was the correct one. No one complained about this for 13 years or 14 years or 20 years or whatever it's what. Since the Lightning won the Stanley Cup in 2004, no one ever mentioned it again, right? It was just like, whatever. I think maybe there is an advantage now that everything is worldwide or whatever, but I do agree with him that it's like, you complain about it now because it seems like it's a problem because the last 5 years, only Florida teams have been in the Stanley Cup final. I don't think it's an issue. But if we see for this 10 years, for a whole decade, only Florida teams, then I would say there's an issue. But right now, maybe it's a coincidence that these teams they've been good and they got hot. So we'll see what happens.
I think it's much more of a coincidence also. The idea that my Miami Dolphins, again, have not won a playoff game in 30 years, like they have the same situation with the income tax there, you know? And so it's not a Florida, football thing. It doesn't work in football. It doesn't work in basketball. The Heat aren't winning championships every year. The Magic have never won an NBA championship. So I think it's a hockey thing right now. There's good GMs for the Panthers and the Lightning and the Canadian teams, and it won't last forever.
Yeah, I got nothing else on that. I just feel like the NHL, I think the games are great. There's like going to be maybe 1 or 2 games left. Watch the last game. Such good hockey.
Maybe the last period of the last game. Will you give me an alert? I don't have that alert on my Apple TV. Will you give me that alert?
I'll send you a text alert. I'll be like, all right, it's time. Time to watch.
Thank you. Did you know, Mike, yesterday in baseball, I know you're a big baseball guy. Did you know that there was a trade just like the Luka Doncic trade where one of the biggest superstars in baseball was traded out of nowhere yesterday?
Would I know this guy's name?
Yes. Probably not, but you should.
But he's the biggest.
So you don't know this happened yet?
I have no idea this happened. This is not on my Apple alerts.
This is not on your alert settings. The Boston Red Sox traded Rafael Devers. Do you know that person?
Never heard of him.
Top 10 player in baseball, the Red Sox best player. He recently signed a 10-year contract over $300 million, and he wouldn't change positions. this season for the Red Sox. He was a third baseman. He's not very good at it. They asked him to play first base because their first baseman got hurt. He said, nah, I'm good. And so he's just DHing now, but he's getting paid a lot. So the owner came down, tried to talk him into playing first base. The Red Sox player said, no, I'm just going to keep doing my thing, keep hitting. He's an amazing hitter. Like Ohtani level on the hitting side. Doesn't pitch, but like that good of a hitter. Left-handed. All of a sudden, last night, the Red Sox traded this man to the San Francisco Giants for a poor return. Everyone on Twitter, are you hacked? Is it real? It was the same type of response to the Luka trade. Now the Red Sox GM is getting death threats like the Mavericks GM. It's like you didn't learn anything from the Luka trade, and you traded the great player for not a good return. It happened.
But what do you do in that situation? If we're going to own a team, let's say in 20 years, J Dawg, we happen to fall into the lotto or something, win a couple $1 billion.
Yeah.
If we owned a team and some guy was not playing the position we wanted him to play, because we think, hey, we need somebody there. You can play that position. Like, let's play you. The guy says no. What do? You got
He's great. He's a great hitter. He's helping me win games. He stays because our job as owners is to win and make money. Those are the two biggest things. They got worse at winning, and they probably got worse selling tickets and because they've traded their most popular guy. And so to that, I say I won't let my ego get in the way. So often the owners, they're big and powerful men. They got to this place by being leaders and running big companies. They don't let the one guy at the end of the assembly line say, no, I'm not going to do this. And so they're acting like their middle infield hitter, their DH hitter, in the middle of the lineup is the assembly line worker, and it's not. The guy is helping you make money and win games on a different level. Check your ego, and a little disagreement is okay. I think it was a very selfish move for the Red Sox.
I guess it's like slippery slope, because if you let one guy do it, does the rest of the teams think like, shit, I could just like say I don't want to play this position. Like I'm pretty good. Like I'm a good hitter. I just can't play the outfield. I think you just cut it fast. Do it fast and get him out of there.
Okay, something similar happened, and you do know this player's name. I promise you know this name. Have you ever heard of Mookie Betts?
Yeah, Mookie got traded to the Dodgers, right?
Do you know who traded him to the Dodgers?
Same owner?
The same owner. The Boston Red Sox said, I'm done with Mookie. I can't pay Mookie. Mookie's going to make too much money in free agency, and he traded him. Meanwhile, the Red Sox owner owns a Premier League team. I think he owns the Pittsburgh Penguins because you can't own the same team in the same market, so he owns his team. It's like this guy is rich and is acting like it's just a number on a piece of paper instead of winning a team. It's really upsetting for me. I'm not a Red Sox fan, and I'm still upset about it.
Because you wanted him on your team.
No, it's just like, what? I mean, I did, but he didn't go there. He went to San Francisco. So another guy going out to pay California taxes.
Well, I think what would help baseball is have a salary cap. I think that's the biggest thing they could implement. Get a salary cap, because then guess what? No team can be overweight or too big like the Dodgers. Like I don't know the Dodgers' salary payroll yearly, but I know it's a lot. Even if Shotani whatever like pushes earnings to like 20 years from now, so he doesn't have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, deferred.
Yeah, I still think like that's an insane amount of money. Like $1 billion a year on payroll. Come on. Like no team can.
And I think
compete with
baseball will have to do this because of what the Dodgers are specifically doing. They're spending more than everyone. Maybe the Mets are kind of doing that too with their Steve Cohen rich owner. It seems like everyone is saying after next baseball season, there's going to be a lockout. The season won't start in 2027 because the players and the owners are going to be fighting about this very issue where the owners want a salary cap so all the teams can compete. The players are going to be like, I want to get paid $700 million like Ohtani. Why are you going to throttle my money making? So they're going to be fighting. So
how would that work if guys currently... Do they have to restructure their contract, or would it just say, hey, you guys are all grandfathered in? Kind of like the, I don't know if you remember, but in hockey, you used to not have to wear a shield on your face. But the guys that would be grandfathered in didn't have to wear a shield on their face. And eventually it's like all the new guys, you have to wear a shield.
Yeah.
Because safety reasons. But I don't know what they would do for baseball because you can't restructure everybody. So it's like everybody that's getting paid right now, you guys are lucky. But going forward, you're capped at $100 million a year.
That's probably it. You can't go back.
It's a crazy amount of money. It's not like we're trying to cap everybody. Like NHL players get paid like $5 million. Sidney Crosby gets paid $8 million a year, and you know his name. I don't even know this guy's name, and he gets paid $300 million. It is crazy.
It is, and this is a problem with all of sports and baseball. And you can't tell me that the Dodgers are able to pay this because they're making the money back. They're able to pay it because they charge $23 for a Modelo in left center field, and the hardworking guy who drove an hour from east of town to bring his whole family can't go back all season because he bought the Modelo and a Dodgers ticket. That's why.
And waters are also like $17 for.
Isn't that crazy?
For
just
Dasani.
To stay hydrated?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you been to a game this year?
No.
Did you know, by the way, Shohei Ohtani is pitching tonight for the first time this season?
Should I go? Heard a lot of fireworks. Were they playing last night?
No.
Okay.
Maybe there's a concert. I think they're on the road tonight. I don't know if they're there. You tell me. How's traffic?
We'll find out. I was actually kind of excited that there's going to be a lockout. At least we'll get a little summer no traffic out here.
2027 your summer for that.
Looking forward to it.
And then the Olympics the next year. Before we go, the U.S. Open this weekend, did you watch any of it?
I didn't watch any, no.
Not at all? You didn't even place a bet because we couldn't talk about it last week because of Mr. C.
Well, also, if you guys try to find that episode, it has been hidden. There was no video. Video got corrupted as I was trying to export it. We only were able to save the audio file from the podcast last week. So something happened. He was deep diving a lot of conspiracies, connecting a lot of things. Travis Kelsey's TRT, testosterone back hair, stuff like that.
Yeah. Something crazy happened at MSG where apparently everyone got Men in Black. That was a crazy theory. And then the video actually wouldn't work after he joked about it the whole time. Yeah. So that was interesting. But I couldn't give you my U.S. Open picks. John Rahm was my pick last week. I just want to backtrack a little bit. And at one point yesterday, he finished at +4. He was the leader in the clubhouse. So I almost nailed it again, except Spawn beat him by a couple shots because Spawn got hot at the end. It was kind of chaotic. The course was really hard. A lot of people don't like that. The winner was at a -1. Everyone else was over par for the whole week, which is pretty rare. It was in Pittsburgh, so another shout out to them.
Shout out to Pittsburgh. Wow. Sport capital of the world. Do you have any golf contacts out here that could get me a little 3-week training course to get me ready for some golf?
Like a lesson?
I just got to hit the ball. That's my goal. Can I hit the driver? Because I can't hit. If I can hit the driver, I'm fine the rest of the way.
Probably should get a lesson out there.
Do you know anybody?
I know Amy Cho. Amy Cho's a good friend. She's out teaching in LA now. Golf with Amy is someone I would recommend, honestly. So let's look her up after the show. Yeah.
Okay. Check out thesportshangover.com. We have our 4th of July swag up there. Part of me thinks like, are people wearing flags? I don't know what's right, what's wrong to wear these days. I feel like it's very sensitive. I did wear my Sports Hangover shirt the other day. Felt like people had mixed signals about a USA Sports Hangover shirt.
So the American flag is no good?
The vibes I was getting in that shirt made it feel like it.
Well, you are in LA. You are getting certain vibes out there. But maybe, hey, you got to make it to
It's great
July
swag,
4th.
though.
Make sure you can make it.
It's great swag. There's a whole bunch of different options up there. You can
and if you live in certain cities, you're going to get like mad applause for it.
But it's up there right now. And also go to our Substack, subscribe to our Substack. Go there. If you want to support us, you can pay $1 a month just to be a Substack member. Just support us. If we get enough, our goal is to get 100 paying members, and then we'll do some more extra content for everybody. That's our goal.
I love it. Sign up.
So sign up on Substack. It's great. It's easy. It's whatever. You can get it for free. It goes right to your inbox. Super easy.
Awesome.
All right. Good show. See you.